So, do you think that things should be spread out in this manner? So, I'm going to do it very crude. Yeah, that's going to do. Yeah, go
Mm.
on then, why not? And then we could say we got a good old little tree here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. There we are. So, it's kind of more like a mushroom, really. Over large mushroom. Anyway, so if we say that we got a tree that's a bit more like this, yes?
Yeah.
But first off, we all know that a tree starts from a seed.
Yeah.
So, tree egg. So, if you've got a group of people that would say, okay, I'm going to plant this tree.
Yeah.
Or seed first,
Mhm.
but you know it's going to pan out into a tree unless you saw the whole process from start to finish. And actually, there is no grass at the bottom of a tree. I've never seen that. It's usually quite patchy. But anyway, so you're going to plant the seed, yes?
Mhm.
Now, should the fruits of that tree go to the person who planted it? Which you could say yes. You could, couldn't you? You could say yeah.
Yeah, it could do. Why not?
So you got one person who's going to plant the seed, yeah?
Mhm.
And they'll go on to keep planting the seeds, perhaps, that were going to grow into trees. And you've got another person who will water it. Then you've got the planter. Then you've got the waterer. And then, let's say we got someone who's a nutritional person, who has nutrients. And then what about if we've got a picker as well?
Mm.
Would you say that all of these people in this situation,
Yeah.
well, you could say the person that planted the tree,
Mhm.
should they get all the fruit? Or what about the landowner? Ugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, collective. We're going to have to use this from a different perspective here. Universe, you don't mind if I own this piece of land on the planet, do you? What was that? Ask humans. Right, okay, right. So, so we got landowner, right? So, so if we've got landowner, planter, waterer, the person who comes and gives it nutrition, and then we've got the picker,
Mhm.
the packer.
Yeah.
Who should get all the fruits?
Why all the fruits?
Well, because that's how society is structured. One person gets all the fruit. You can have an apple, maybe. You can have an apple. You can have an apple. This is going to be an apple tree. You can have an apple, and you can have an apple. But I'm going to keep all the apples, right?
Then the landowner will claim them probably in this case.
So this becomes very interesting then. This is very interesting, right? So this is current world at the moment, yeah? Maybe you'll get 2 apples then, and maybe you'll get an apple and a half, and maybe you will just have these apples here.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
That seems like a fair world. Life's what you make it, right?
Yeah.
Well, does it?
Does it?
Now let's go for another. Let's go into the world of make believe, shall we?
Mhm. Okay.
Or a different possible alternate universe somewhere.
Yeah.
Something. Now we got the same individuals that are in this process.
Yeah.
I mean, the person that waters it, I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure. Because it's still going to do it. It's going to rain, right? But still, we'll give you a pointless something just to go and water it. And then we've got someone who's a nutrition. Well, the ground is going to do this naturally on its own. And a picker, well, we could also remove this person as well because they're going to fall when they're ready. And the planter, well, really, again. And then landowner, well, technically you don't take it with you and it wasn't created. Some of these people that own these massive amounts of land, it's kind of like, I was born. But before I was born, the world was made for me. The divine, the collective, the universe, God, spirit, all right, we'll go down with that, gave me this piece of land. And then when I'm gone, this land will never exist. Anyway, moving on. So we kind of cross these out in reality.
Yeah.
let's be real. Get in the real world. Okie dokie. That's the real world then. God, if it weren't for the landowner or the planter that found the seed, God, damn me, we would never have any fruit. Thank you, universe. Did you want anything in return? Nothing? Okay, all right. Collective, did you want anything in return? What was that? Right, you are. How about sacrifice? No? Okay, we good? Right. Come a long way from then. So in real world, what happens if you remove all humans? Well, this is going to continue on its own pretty much, yeah? It's going to find its own nutrients. So, and then what happens to the fruit? Well, perhaps certain animals come by, certain insects, and they will eat it.
Yeah.
As and when, right?
Yeah, insects will eat it, and some animals
Some
will
animals.
eat.
And... So really, all of this is BS, a belief system. Not bullshit, because it does happen. So, yeah, it's all BS. Let's take it... This is one way of doing things. This is current, I think. This is what's currently now. But rather than you getting the apples are converted into little bits of dosh. Little doodosh, yes?
Yeah.
Little doshages. And I'm not going to be drawing all of them, but please, come on. But, you know, so we get this is money, yes? Exchange for money, and then you're given money versus how much is sold. And interesting, right? So let's just keep it simple, and we'll remove the money factor for a second. Seems like this whole thing. And let's say that all of these people are equal, which they are, let's say. No one owns land, not technically. And then you've got a planter, a picker, and what did we say? A waterer, a nutrition, a picker and packer, which you don't really need to go and pick them because when the fruit's ready, it falls. Perhaps. And a bruised fruit. So someone often more sweeter than most. I don't know. I'm kind of I've got to be in a mood for a bruised fruit, but I will eat it. Unless it's a banana. Not keen on those things. Not really. Not really keen on them. But anyway, so let's say if all people put into this and they all got even apples. And then let's say they repeat the process again and then got more apples. To the point where there's more you can eat. What could you do with all of these apples, really? Well, you can't always be eating apples. Well, you could. There's nothing wrong with it. But then do you have more mouths to feed? So family, perhaps, would then be able to eat these. And then what does your family bring back as well? I mean, it's an old way, but it's trade way, right? Yeah. What we call trade today is not this. Trade is, I'm not going to swap you a few pairs. Would you like a few pairs? Yeah. What do you want in return? I'd like a piece of iron, please. No, because iron's worth more. Well, no, iron technically isn't worth more. Universe, did you, collective, God, did you just come, did you name a price on this shit? No? Oh, okay then, fair enough. So, you know, it's your, again, belief system that tells you that that's worth more. Yeah. Why is it worth more? Because someone somewhere said that it was worth more. But then what happens if you started sharing it all out? Well, perhaps, I don't want no iron. I don't need iron, I need some of this. What for? Because I'm going to make this, this, and this. Right, anyway, so when we look at a time of businesses, so you might have someone like Tesla, right? Yeah. Nikola Tesla. It comes up with an idea, concept, whatever it may be. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, and this idea, if pushed out to someone who was good at, I don't know, let's say he made wireless, let's just say the Wi-Fi, yes? Wonderlicious. So we're gonna say Wi-Fi, but to him personally, I just made Wi-Fi. That's bullshit, right? I don't care about it. I'm moving on to the next thing. Yeah. But he couldn't move on to the next thing. Why? Because your ideas aren't worth shit. And let's say if it was a time where phones were starting to take off at the time, which they could have done, but they didn't for whatever particular reason, right? So you'd have Tesla that'll be like, might want to move on to the next project, but the problem is with Tesla, he ideas don't pay no fucking rent.
Yeah.
So he has no wonga in his pocket. But someone else looks at this idea and thinks, you know, this is something. But then takes this idea and then is like, oh, I am the one who's at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
When really, not really. You're just a process in this making. And then you need loads of other people beyond that are going to be like, well, you know what? I can build this sort of thing from this, but you can't build this. But this person over here was kind of like, you know what? I really don't want to be doing all of that shit. My fun is in finding this shit. Your fun might be in gathering a group of people together. But I'm not going to credit you or you because it was all me. You know, it's like this one of these from here. Take your pick. Which one? Landowner's going to fight over, well, it's for me. It's because of my land.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me. Even God might even have a problem with that. Hey, what motherfucker, where's my shit in this? Well, it was because of me. Well, actually, technically, what about the land I gave you? What about the platform I gave you? What about the sun and the collective? And the universe is like, hey, don't forget about me. Oh, hang on. Divine Spark? Divine Spark? Where are you? Oh, yes, exactly. I put that in you to allow you to do that. And then the thousands upon thousands of bacterium and different things that come together and all of that sort of shit that gives you the air. And the air might be like, hey, I let you breathe, motherfucker. And the carbon's like, you need me as well, because if you don't expel me, I'm very toxic. But they don't, for the most part. This seems to be more of a human element. But then, if everybody in this process, respect for this individual here, right?
Yeah.
At the time, Nikola Tesla, and then let's say someone who organized the people together,
Yeah.
but then did some of this stuff. What happens if you were to say, hey, that was my idea? Tesla's not here right now, but you know, let's just say that we're just going to bring him here for a second, you know. What stopped you from getting on with your next part? This stuff. You're always this stuff. You know, I'm not into kissing ass. Because you need a chance, right? He needs a chance. He's going to need some level of chance. What's that chance? A chance card, a Monopoly says, advance to this place, but pay a rent. Okay, it's not that kind of a chance. No, you're going to need a chance from a bank. But you tell me, you go to an idea with a bank. Not really interested in making this, but I got this idea. What the fucking hell do I want that for? Actually, I really want that. But what do I want it for? It's terrible. Go away. It's the waiting game. Banks have got a waiting game. Not saying that banks are inherently bad, but at the same time, interesting. But then this person here says, well, it's me. I made this come together. You have no idea the hard work I had to put into this company to get this lifted up. And I'm kind of looking back from this thinking, it's none of you. It's either all of you or none of you. Okay, because to accept you, I got to accept this individual over here. Yeah, but he's not here now. Yeah, but through this waiting game, this is exactly what a treasury does. What is done now is collected like frickin', I don't know, gold and silver. It goes into a treasury. Treasury is not about monetary wealth. Well, it is that. It's part of that. You got to be able to take a load of wealth, plus you got to be able to take all of the wisdom that is now, and the only people that suffer with that are the individuals now. And that's everybody all told. From the top to the bottom, if you believe in such a thing. But I don't. I really don't. Why is this world run like this in every single nation? We tried it. We tried it the other way. It just didn't work. Bollocks! You've never tried it, and you know you haven't. No, this is why you got a waiting game here. And that person's going to die. If we give them just enough just to get the smallest shit done, we'll be able to fill our fucking shit up with that. Sorry, I'm trying to manifest richness and wealth.
Yeah.
So if I talk a bit like this is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to up my vibration a little bit. Careful there, Mussy. Careful. Don't go plucking the expensive stuff. And this waiting game starts to fill up. Because, you know, money is bollocks without anything to really... And then you start filling up your arsenal, your little Christmas list, right? Mm-hmm. And then you wait for the time. You don't need to credit this person because, you know, they're no longer here. I'm not going to give a shit. And then this person comes along and is like, well, you know what? It's all me. It's all me. But that's not inherently true because, you know, you sit at the top of a company and order in a load of people together. And then you've got people here. Well, you could say that they did all the fucking work. Well, no, it's only because, you know, we've compartmentalized it, you know, broke it into fractions, and then this person built this, then put it in here, and then this person put it here. I mean, if you did all of this yourself, every single fucking model that come out of your fucking workshop, all by yourself, well, fuck me, you just earned yourself the P. Mm-hmm. But you didn't. And you know you didn't. And you know you never could. Because... that's not realistic, right? Come on, get in the real world. Well, I'm trying to get in the real world, but it sends me too high. So I need to come down a little bit. And I try and resonate with these individuals in this. Now, let's try it a different way, shall we? Yeah. What happens then if someone would make you the, let's call this the whiz. Mm-hmm. No, let's give this Z, because it looks nicer. Whiz. That's wisdom, yes? Mm-hmm. Oh, dome. Oh, it looks like kingdom, but wisdom. Oh, beautiful. So we got the wisdom, right? Mm-hmm. That then goes over to matey, who organizes the people. So we could say CEO. Yeah. Gonna say that. Mm-hmm. Which then orders the workforce. Work and force, yes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely lovely. And then the workforce then is what? In this whole cycle. Yeah. Right, so we are then fucking taught this, and I just find it really hard to accept it because it is bullshit. Is that you get X amount of 0 run out of paper already, and it's not really paper. This is how many zeros you get behind your fucking name. What part of one? Yeah, one at the top. You get a lot of zeros. Yeah. You know what? It's nothing before it, right? So if we go 0, 1, yes, it's nothing. But after it, it becomes something. Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? 0 is always 0. Even computers understand that 2 zeros make 1. Well, kind of. just sort of, right? Yeah. Computers get it, but yet we don't because we've got to add a naught there. Yeah. Why do we need to add a naught there? What's wrong with just missing fucking going from 9 to 11? We don't need the 10. Because, you know, that's like going back to 1 again. Yeah. But it means something when it becomes afterwards because you believe it. Mm-hmm. So you put a belief system. Anyway, we're losing it. So you get a ton of zeros. Yeah. You get a little bit of zeros. Yeah. And you get fucking big fat 0. Right? Mm-hmm. So, whatever happened to mutual understanding from all of these? Yeah. What does that look like? Does that look like a very nice sort of way? Like everyone respecting everybody else in that? In this way is how it is now? But what happens if this was like... divided. I know I'm swearing. I am definitely swearing quite a bit. But what happens if this was divided? Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's about workload, you did lick next to fuck all. I'm sorry, but you really did. You did absolutely fuck all. And this person, well, this person says this person does fuck all. Mm. This person says this person does fuck all. And these ones just are like, I've been doing this for centuries. My grandfather's father's 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 great father, past father, has been doing it. So I'm going to keep on doing it as well. Why? I don't know, because I've just got to keep doing it, because that's just the fucking way. Now get in the pecking order. Why should you be the fucking hero? Well, heroes are usually villains first. Mark my words. So, what happens if this was all divided? And then everyone will be like, what the fuck, I don't want to do that for it. It won't fucking be anything, fucking shit.
Oh, did he?
So, this person with the wisdom can go on to make more wisdom.
Yeah.
Wisdom times 2 now. Maybe wisdom times 3, wisdom times 4, wisdom times 5. Or, unless there is something secretive about money that I don't understand, that when you get all of everything that you've ever dreamed of, like many of these zeros, perhaps you just, I'm done. What are you done with? Look how many. Look at my bank account, man. Like, my bank's full. Fucking house is everything. I've got a swimming pool, 500 fucking cars. Just don't touch that one. Do you ever take this one? No, it just stays in the garage. Pretty good for global warming. Well, I razz these ones around. Fair enough. Maybe not so great. But anyway, so, you know, I just got everything. So, you know, I don't need to do anything. I'm just going to spend the rest of my life literally spending the rest of my life. I see your point. And you? Well, I'm going to spend the rest of my life struggling. Why? I don't know. My grandfather's grandfather did it. Cell memory and all the rest of it. You know, he passed this shit down with me in my genes, right? Yeah, so did my family, but fuck that shit, man. Fucking hell. And they were like, everyone was right around me saying this same sentence to me. If you want to get good in life, you got to get out and earn it. Then I kind of looked at them and this big smile, and they were just, you know, trying to teach me all of this shit, the ways and everything. And I was like, so how come you got fuck all then? I was like, so how come everyone has been working in this family for